Hello everyone, just making sure that everything is fine. Just one moment. Hang on a sec, just making sure that everything's okay. Making sure I'm not pressing buttons that I shouldn't be pressing. I think that's what I shouldn't be doing. Hang on a sec. Pop out chat. I think we're okay. And it works. Okay. Thanks, Wendy. So, in other words, you can see me, you can hear me, and there's sound and good picture. Echo. Okay, echo. All right. Oh, what have I done? Echo. There's an echo. Not sure. Would it be my camera? Is it still echoing? Mute your speakers. G'day Jeff, hang on a sec, I'm just fixing my IT stuff. Hang on a sec. If I do this, is that okay now? Is that okay now? Am I still, it's okay now. Is that what you're saying? Oh, perfect. Excellent. All right. Too good. Okay. Well, I'm going to get started. Is this music a bit much? Just checking. No worries. No worries. No worries. Echo. Okay. All right. So, first of all, I just wanted to say welcome to Xrissart. My name is Chrissy, and today is my it's the third part of my skin tones with PanPastels and Pastels, and I've got it all laid out just so you can see what's been going on. Okay, good to go. Thank you very much for that. Okay, all right. First of all, the first part was doing the fair complexion, and this is the palette that I use for fair complexion. Yes, nice and clear picture from what I'm seeing. Oh, terrific. Thanks, Wendy. Okay, so that's my fair complexion lady, and what I used was the red iron oxide group mainly, okay, with a few other bits and pieces, like for example the raw umber tint for highlights. Okay, so that's that group, right, with a few bits and pieces here. Like for example, I mean, I'm not focusing on the hair, I was only just focusing on the skin tones and the colors that you would use. So that's that, and of course, you know, I tidied it up a little bit. And then part two was here we go, my dark complexion, right? And that's this palette that I was using. Now this was really interesting because in my group here of colors to use, I had violet extra dark, I had magenta, orange extra dark, dark complexion, and orange shade. Now this is PanPastels that I'm talking about, right? But then I soon found out that I needed more, only because of what my reference was showing me. So then I went and I used, and I'll just move this now a little bit to the side now. I ended up using red iron oxide extra dark with this group that I've got here. I ended up using as well the burnt, I always get this wrong, burnt sienna. Burnt sienna and burnt raw umber, I get it all mixed up all the time. But it is burnt sienna extra dark, and I ended up using that as well. What else did I end up using? I did end up using a bit of this as well, that whole group a little bit, but it was mainly that group that I used. Now it's not exactly finished, I've still got quite a bit to go, but I just wanted to make sure that I got the skin tones. The hair is something that I've just got to get with the program. I've got to get with the program with the hair. Yeah, so, but that's okay. I just wanted to sort of make it look somewhat finished, if I could. So that's that group. All right, and of course I've got my olive complexion palette, and what I'm going to do is probably put this in my in my book where I keep all my notes, you know, all my stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to do, and say, well, this is what I used on this particular day for this bit of artwork. So it's always a good reference to go back to. So that's why I'm keeping these. And plus it's a good way for you guys to have a look if I'm, you know. So there's that. And of course I'm going to put that in there as well. And probably I'm going to add things to this. I'm going to add. So, and now just to let you know, so what I'll do is I'll put some of these aside. The ones that I'm not going to use. So I'm going to put these. I ended up, which is really funny, I ended up using orange tint in this, which was really interesting. Okay, so I'm going to put these aside. Let's have a go. Now, my next one that I've done, that I've got here. Let me see. I might have to slide this down a little bit so you can see it. And my next lady is this one here. Now I've done the eyes and sort of the lips. It's just so you can see what I'm doing, right? And of course my reference is this one here. And it's just, I mean, I'm just for the tones. That's all I'm doing, just for the tones. Although these are gorgeous women. All three are just beautiful. But anyway. Okay, so the art supplies I've got PanPastels. I've got soft pastels, should I need them, around me. I've got a selection of pastel pencils. What else have I got? Of course, I've got my cheapy sharpener and my super duper one. Oh, and I knew I'd make a mess. Look at that. Already I've started making mess. Look. Well, it's pastel, isn't it? Okay. So, sorry, before I even go any further, I've got my selection of brushes that I've got, which is cool. What else have I got? Paper towels, glassine paper. Oh, g'day Mara, how you going? Hi there, this is awesome fun. Thank you very much for popping by. Nice to see you here. Skin tones, here we go. All right, so what I might do is just, I think I've got it down here. And I might just zoom in a little bit. It's not zoom out, zoom in. Good thing you had your own woman covered. Okay, so I'm going to press record because you know how I always forget this. Okay, I'll just fix it up. Hang on a sec. 2 secs, just 2 secs. All right. Okay, here we go. So, and I'll just pull aside the ones that I don't want because they're all in the way. So I'll put all of these ones away. I might use that one, I might use that one, and I might use that one. Hang on a sec. So these are the ones I'm using today. Burnt sienna shade, burnt sienna tint, yeah, burnt sienna extra dark. I've got raw umber tint for my highlights. I'm also going to use, and this is what I think I should, I'm also going to use the red iron oxide as well. I feel that my lady or my reference here might need that, and maybe my orange tint. I don't think I'm going to use that one, so I'll put that one aside, but I've got it on standby in case. And orange extra dark. So these are the ones that I'm going to use. So I'll just put these to the side. And what I might do, I might just put, this is what I'm going to do. Because I want you to see what I'm mixing, which ones I'm mixing. Okay, all right. And this is my palette that I'm going to be using. And it, you know, the paper towel situation with the brushes works the same way as you would your soft tool. You need to, oh, look at that. See that? There's pigment already on the, from what I've been doing. So always wiping your pigment off your brush as well. Okay. All right, so I'll just put these aside and I'll use my palette. So what have you guys been doing for the week that I've, since we last met here? Hoping that everything's been okay with you guys. For me, all I've been doing is pretty much my day job and trying to get some art in. That's what I've been trying to do. Oh, and just let me get my reference photo up so I can see what I'm doing. Here we go. Yeah. So, yeah. So what I'm mixing now is my, again, the red iron oxide here. Hang on, that's what I need here. These are the colours that I need here. Burnt sienna, extra dark, and that's the burnt sienna shade. So what I'm doing is actually mixing some colours. I just want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, and look, it's powdery, as you can see, powdery, but that's okay because the brush will pick up the pigment, and I will put it down on my surface, and you watch what happens. It's, yeah, I suppose it's the way I work. I mean, everyone is different, so, and that's the thing, you know. Yeah, so I've had my day job, which is keeping me busy, and trying to finish this week. And I was thinking about, also I was, you know, I've been having a look at some videos and being on people's live streams and all of that. Jeff says, do you have any big news? Yes, I have big news, I'll say. Jeff says, I'm doing an Arnie. I'll be back. The boss is taking me to breakfast. Yes, that happens every Sunday, doesn't it? Well, you know what? I'll see you soon, mate, hopefully. Big news. G'day, Gary. How you going? Love what you're doing. Learning heaps. Thanks so much. Nice of you to pop by, mate. Way to go, mate. I learn a lot from you too. Okay, so Wendy says, I have news. Do I have big news? Well, I have big news. You know, my daughter's almost ready to pop. She's having she's having a baby, so that's imminent. And my son in 3 weeks, and I know I've been talking about it earlier, but he's going into the army. So, and we're all getting ready for that. So that's my real big news, and I suppose that's why I've been so busy with things like that. But yeah. Okay, so I've been mixing the sienna group with red iron oxide extra dark, the burnt sienna extra dark, and I'm making new colors for my and sorry for those who have just popped in, that's my reference. This lady, this is what I'm doing, the olive complexion, and as you can see, it's a lot of sienna here. So all right, and here we go. Oh, hang on a sec. Okay. All right. So, and as you can see, just applying it, and I collect quite a bit of pigment from here. And there'll be a lot of layers that goes on. So, oh, and of course, my surface is pastel matte. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. My favorite, the paper that lets me do whatever I want to do. And I know many artists love this paper as well. So it's a bit hard to go back to any other one once you've tried this one. But then again, you develop techniques, don't you, for each surface. So pretty much. And I was actually, what I also wanted to talk, did you get your wine? Hang on. Now I live near the Hunter Valley. I brought the bottle just in case. I haven't opened it, but I'm ready. But I'm also sensible, okay? This is so I don't have to call anyone to come down to my art studio. But anyway, did I get my wine? That's an understatement. All right, okay. Well, we'll see. It's a bit too early here, so you know, maybe later on. Okay. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Mara says, so me. You mean the bottle or the glass of water? Okay. So, all right. So what I'm looking here is, now I don't even know why I wore a long sleeve shirt because, okay. So just want to make sure you can see it. That's all. See what I'm doing. Okay, so pastel matte. Both, says Mara. Oh, okay. Oh, fantastic. All right. So I can see where I'm now. Of course, I never finish my subjects on the live streams. I always finish them afterwards and touch up quite a lot. I walk away. You know, just when I think I'm finished, I walk away and I come back and I'm going, oh no, this is too dark, this is too light, I need more here, I need more there. I have a fancy swivel straw I'd love to try out. You mean, oh, yes, I've seen them. There are all sorts of mechanisms for making life easy when drinking wine. Okay. So, for those who use PanPastels, do you do something like this? Like, you could call it a scratch paper, but for me it's more of a palette than anything else. I was just wondering if you guys do that. Because I know, Gary, you use PanPastels, and I was just wondering how you go with mixing and making your colors, because I've seen your work. It's jaw-dropping, actually. It's jaw-dropping, particularly your last piece. Yeah, so Yeah, so as you can see, oh, hang on, you can't see? Yeah. But that's what I'm, just so you can see what I'm, oh, maybe if I do it this way. Hang on, let's cover this one up so I don't ruin her. Yeah, and we'll do it like that. Wendy says, I haven't yet. I usually blend on the paper. Okay. Mara says, I do for my paints and colour pencils. It helps big time. Absolutely, absolutely. I always reach for something like this. This is really important. Okay. I'm just having a look at my reference, that's all. Thanks. I blend on pastel on the pastel paper. Oh, okay. I also blend on the pastel paper as well. But you see, I'm mixing colours. You see, so at the same time. So I'm doing. The reason why I'm doing her chest area is because there's a whole heap of skin, right, rather than her face, just so you can see what I'm doing, that's all. Oh, Elise says, good morning, Chrissy. Oh, Elise, oh, thanks for popping by. This is very early for you. Did you go to sleep at all? I'm going to need this one as well. This is the orange tint. So that's my standby as well. Okay. I can't tag people when I watch on the phone, huh? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's what happens with the phone. It happens to me all the time, so, but that's all right. I had a thought. I was watching a YouTube video. It's a watercolor artist that I follow. Her name is Angela Fair. She does watercolor. She's Canadian, and I've been watching her for years, and she's just a fabulous artist. And what I really like about her is her outlook on art. And the latest video that she, one of her latest videos that she was that she had posted was, she was talking about what was it? She was talking about, well, I call it passion. I call it passion, but she was calling it expression. And I was also actually having the same conversation with Wendy as well. Mara says, I've got some pastel the sticks, no pastel pencils yet or pans. So what project would you recommend as a start with my limited options so I can get used to the medium? I've got soft pastels the sticks, no pastel pencils, and yet or pans. Okay, it all depends. It all depends what you want to paint. Is it landscapes? Is it portraits? And it all depends. With pet portraits, which I know a lot of, this is very popular. Pretty much the skin tones that I use here are ones that, I mean, for example, PanPastel have got portrait sets, but I've made my own, you know, like and plus, you know, I buy a pan every now and again, and so of course bit by bit, and I've collected a bit, of course. So I would actually go for pans first, but I think you need to invest in pastel pencils for details. Pastel pencils for details, regardless of whether you get soft pastels or pans. I think this is something that you need to get for detail. But and depending on the application and your technique. Now I've got this little little brush, this teeny weeny little brush, which I use for detail, and it's fantastic. Elise says, oh, thanks Elise. Oh, I'm not sure if you managed to see this bit. There you go. I'm covering it all up because I'm doing the other one now. Elise says, the finished one, I mean. Oh, okay. Oh, you saw this on, I put it on Facebook. Yeah. The one you're doing looks a little scary right now. Yeah, she does, doesn't she? Maybe well, she'll look even scarier when I start doing, when I start putting the pastel down, because it's that ugly stage, isn't it? Mara says, which do you find to be the best pencils? Okay. And Wendy says, Mara, something that doesn't require a lot of detail, so landscape, seascape, yeah. Which do you find to be the best pencils? Okay, right. Well, these are the ones I use, and each artist will tell you something different, right? And I'll just pull out the ones that I've got, and I'll tell you why I like the ones that I do. Hang on, what have we got? And the ones that I'm not really fussed with. What have I got? Okay, I think I've got them all. Okay. Right, here we go. This is, because I don't want to confuse you, okay? So, but this is Stabilo Carbothello. A lot of artists swear by these. These are the Contis, which has a thicker barrel and quite soft and nice. What have I said? Oh, hang on. And Faber-Castell, where are you? Here we go. Faber-Castell, which also a lot of people swear by. Derwent pastels, which I'm not really fussed on too much because they're scratchy. So I probably wouldn't recommend these. The only thing that I would use these for is the color range. They are fantastic for color range, really good. And that's the only reason why I use these, not that I like them too much. And of course, the Bruinzeel, and it's made from Holland, and they also make colored pencil. Now, I haven't heard many artists talk about this. Bruinzeel make colored pencils. And I haven't heard, as I said, I haven't heard people talk about pastel. But these are, I would say, Faber-Castell, probably my first, Bruinzeel, then my Stabilo Carbothello. They're my top three. So, and then it all comes down to price. It all comes down to what your budget is. You know. And you can buy these open stock. So yeah, they're my ones that I always use. And I've also, you know, and I've got them in just depending on my project. There, you know, if I'm doing like C and I pick out a whole heap which I think would go well. Yes, you can buy all of those open. I do, and they're on eBay. I think most art shops or art supplies around the world, or the major ones, have them. I buy them online, eBay, wherever I can get the best deal. But the queen of deals, I've got to say, is that you've got to be asking Wendy. She's the one. She gets the best deal. She gets them like for nothing, almost nothing. I mean, I'm on the other side of the world, and of course my problem is the postage. So I have to weigh things up. So if I go to a local store, I weigh up the postage. So there you go. Thanks, I'll start to play with them on Sunday. Oh, okay. Then the pits. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So back to business. So yes. Yeah, so I mean, and it all depends. I mean, it all depends what your style is, what your style of how you paint, how you paint, and you know, the soft tools that, you know, of course I've got my soft tools, you know, I've got erasers, my kneaded eraser, my gum eraser when it's you know, when it doesn't look like bits of cut off cheese. Yeah. Yeah, so I was listening to this artist that I follow, because as you know, like I love watercolor too, and I love oils, and I love art. I love art in general. When are you going to do your oil project? Well, that's a very good question. I think I might, I'm going to have a couple on the go with the oils, because as you know, the oils take a long time. So it's coming up. It's coming up. I ended up, because I haven't done oil painting in a long time, I went to my, you know, to have a look at my mediums, my dry mediums, and they ended up drying up because I hadn't used them in a while. So I had to buy, it's like liquid and stuff like that. Wendy says, oh, hang on. Mara says, do you pick your work up and tap it on the table to get the excess pastel powder off? She has a dirt evil. What's a dirt evil? Do you pick up your work? Oh, I see. Yep, pick it up and tap it. No, I do something worse. It's the lesser of two evils. I use a handheld vacuum cleaner, and you'll probably see me use that. Yeah, I mean, if I'm working on when I'm not filming like this, I work on an easel, and I've made a special catch. No way. I've made a special catch, and I'll show you, and the pastel falls, right? And so therefore then I'll take it outside and I'll tap it outside of my studio. So I'm trying to be safe. Yes. But I think regardless of whether you do that or whether you do this, it's almost the same. And I know, you know, there are particles that come away from the vacuum cleaner, very fine. Yes, I get all that. But you could also buy filters which are special for that. And you get them like at a hardware for those sorts of things. Because it's an industrial type of a thing, a filter, you know. I don't even know the name of it. I've got it written down and I'm going to get it. Yeah. So, I have a plant in my studio that sucks up all the toxins. That could help with, I do, and it's alive still, so that's the main thing. But you know, I specially bought a plant because of the toxins that are in here, with all of these chemicals that are in here. At least when I'm working, I don't know, who am I kidding? You know, most mediums, I think, apart from coloured pencil, aren't safe in some shape, way or form. You know, you've got to be wearing a mask all the time. Oh, look, I could be hit by a bus tomorrow. Oh, hang on a sec, touch wood. I could be hit by a bus tomorrow. You know, you can't pick it, you know. Gosh, if anything's going to kill me, it's other things, you know what I mean? I kill plants. I say plant, and they die on me. Well, you know. Yeah, so, well, these are the sorts of things that I have. I might do a studio tour one day. That's when it's all nice and neat and I've got time to fix things, because I'm actually buying another storage unit, to put my art supplies, because I think what's happened is that I've got too many art supplies in my art studio. Do you frame your own too? No, I can, but I don't. I take them to a special framing place. I do have a couple of frames that suit the paper that I have, the surfaces that I have, and that's just so I can store them in my glassine pouches that I make for them, and just that they're, because that's the absolute downside with pastels. There's so many upsides with pastels, but the downside is the storage. I always say that, but you know, I weigh each pro and con and what I'm happy with, and so that's why I'm always either framing them, and of course I've got these little drawers that I've made from foam boards, and they're like little layers. I've actually got a video where I've done that, so I don't know if you've which is a good way when you've temporarily finished work and you don't know where to put it, you want to take it off your easel, and you put them in your little self-made drawers until you're ready to frame them. That's something. Are you enjoying your long weekend? No, you don't. You just need a better organ. Okay, I'm enjoying. Yes, here in Australia, it's the Queen's birthday weekend, and we've got a long weekend. So, you beauty, I've got an extra day, which is fantastic. And Wendy says, no, you don't. You just need better organisation. Yes, I know, but I'm going to get one anyway. It's a toolbox. Oh, g'day, Tammy. How you going? Nice to see you here. What do you think are the must-haves for someone venturing from sketching into colour paint? What do you think are the must-haves for someone venturing from sketching into colour? Now, everyone has a different opinion on this one, but I would say think about into colour paint. Now, you didn't mention what kind of, because I suspect then you must be painting with graphite. Now, a lot of people go into a colour pencil. Oh, hang on, I should keep on doing this. A colour pencil. Some people just go into paint. Some people go into pastels. And here's a story. My son, who is the one that's going into the army, he finished high school last year. To cut a long story short, one of his subjects was art and design. You know, so he's a bit of a chip off the old block. He draws, but he does graphite. Okay, and he's been doing graphite for such a long time. And he was doing, I know I've talked about this, but for Tammy, he had to do his project, his Year 12 project, or his major work. And I said to him, and he was telling me about it, and I said to him, if you're going to do graphite for your major work, it better be bloody good, or close to hyperrealism. You know, you can't close to realism, or you have to think of another medium. Well, he had dabbled in a bit of pastels because he saw me, and he could have done oils because he saw me doing that as well, and so he dabbled into pastels, and he did really well. In fact, he was doing using PanPastels and pastel pencils. So, but that's him. Okay, so each artist is different. You might pick up, acrylics, say, for example. So, it all depends. Mara says, I want to go into interior design. That way I can design studio space for multimedia artists. How do you think that would fly? I say, go for it. That's a bloody good idea. Elise says, I know. I always say in my live streams, if only Wendy was here to help organize my things. Absolutely. I'll talk about organizing things in a minute. I just want to have a look. I keep saying I'm going to do a world tour to help y'all. And Gary says, I started with graphite, which really helped my intro to pastels. And yes, Tammy, you should just go into Gary's, I think, Facebook page somehow. I don't know. But you'll see he's done some fantastic graphite, and you should see the fantastic stuff he's done into pastel. And he's only just picked it up, so you wouldn't think. And it looks like he's been doing it forever. So I don't know. It all depends. Mara, I'll keep that in mind. Let me see. Ring my doorbell. Spiked with wine, maybe. Oh, that's fantastic. I think I would like to try pastels first. Thank you so much for the help. Wendy says, but we can skip the tea and go straight to the wine. Oh, okay. All right. So, what I've got apart from storage, I've got king chromes, blue king chromes. I have got one like a top and a bottom, and another top of it's like drawers. So I'm going to get another set, which is a double, another set. My art studio is going to be full on bright blue, and I mean like bright blue toolboxes. But you know what? They're fantastic because the drawers are shallow and it fits pencils beautifully, all of the stuff that we have, and oil paints and acrylics and all of that. And so, and I'll do a studio tour. I think I might do. Would you be in on that? If I showed you how I right. So as you can see, this is a slow process, and it's probably boring you. But I find that I've got the best control doing this. I've got the best control, and that's me because I'm a type painter. I love loose strokes and stuff like that, and how people can manage to make something look so realistic with loose strokes. And I'm going to do one of those, but I'm a bit scared. But I shouldn't be scared. I should just do it. Nike it, hey? That's what I should do. Love studio tours. Okay, I'll do one. I'll do one. Yeah, so, but I don't label things, which is, you know, and so I'm forever because I rearrange things all the time. That's my downfall. And, you know, people in the chat might be more organized. Can you use that fine brush you showed us for things like eyelashes? Yes, I'll show you. I'll show you what I'll do with it. I'll show you some fine stuff that I do. And well, it all depends on the size of your subject. I mean, if they're tiny eyes, look, I guess I'll give it a go. I usually use the pencils, but you can do fine strokes. You can, yeah. But depending on the size of the of your subject, I would say. Yeah. So yeah. So I was sorry. Back to passion for art, and because I was having a conversation with Wendy about it. We're talking about passion, and I love all things art, and I've got such an absolute passion for art. and I can't explain what it is. And this lady just happened to be talking about it as well, but she was calling it more expression. And I wrote down a few points that she brought up, and I thought this is really interesting. So something that she said was really interesting. She was saying, we are fulfilled if we paint with passion or expression. And that is really interesting. Wouldn't the eyelashes be easier with OMS or alcohol mix? Not sure. Are we talking with the pastels? Oh, not sure. Yeah, and I think what happens is that when we've got passion, we can't wait to get to. And when she said that, I thought, geez, you know, I'm like that. I feel like I can't wait. I always think about, when I'm at work, I'm always thinking about art and what my next project is, or what I'm doing at the time, if I'm not doing it right, how can I make it better? And are you guys like that, or is it just me? Do you feel passionate about? Do you feel passionate about artwork or art? And do you end up, if you're passionate about something, do you end up doing more art? That's probably something. I mean, I think what it is, it's also, it's quite vulnerable too. I think it's quite brave for people that are painting from your heart and showing your work. I think that's quite a vulnerable thing to do. I mean, that's my take on it. I feel very, yeah. And why do I feel, and I mean, but everyone is different. Everyone does things differently, and everyone feels different. Some people have got to be in the mood. And you know, there have been times when I haven't been in the mood, and not so much not in the mood, but I've been so exhausted from my day job that I didn't have energy. So what I did was, I just came in and sat in my art studio and just sat in there. I was so tired, but I wanted to do some art, and I thought, you know what, I was falling asleep in front of my project, and I thought, nah, I've got to go. But that's what I'm trying to say, is passion. Oh yes, having fun, experiment, how to get better, be vulnerable and be open about it. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a bit scary sometimes. I get a bit scared sometimes because, that's not the right word. No, I'm not scared, but probably vulnerable is the thing. Yeah. And what's another point she mentioned? She mentioned, you know, yeah, she mentioned something like, she said, some artists are technically proficient but lack heart, and that lack heart perhaps comes out of fear of vulnerability. That's an interesting term, isn't it? That's really interesting. And what I think happens is that I think when you paint from the heart, you're more authentic. And, you know, sure, you know, you may not be at a particular level where people are more, you know, more proficient at it, but you're painting from the heart and you're enjoying yourself. And I think that's the key. You've got to be enjoying yourself. I think that's what it is. You've got to enjoy yourself. Tammy says, I do a lot of mixed media, and I find that everything I see in a day's time makes me think of a project idea. Hang on, what does that say? I do a lot of mixed media. Yeah, well, I do, and I love it too. And I find that everything I see in a day's time makes me think of project ideas. Oh yes, now I get what you mean. Yeah, like, yeah, you're so excited about and so passionate and so excited about doing something. Absolutely, absolutely. Now this is all very, very rough, as you can see, as always. I'm just marking out my darks where, and I don't want to lose my place. So I'm just marking out where my darks are at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, so always, and I think what you've got to allow yourself is like not to be hard on yourself and to experiment, because I think that challenges you as an artist and you end up getting better. So I think you've got to get out of your comfort zone from time to time, you know, master your medium and then change it up. Change it up. Like right now, once I finish these projects, particularly my cards, once I finish concentrating on that, I'll be concentrating on oils, and I'm going to give acrylics a go. You don't know how many times I've tried acrylics. I cannot let this medium beat me. I love this medium as well, but it doesn't like me. And it's funny, people have different ideas. Real talk with Chrissy. Oh dear, that's so nice. Yeah, funny. Oh dear, make that a hashtag. Oh, that's so cool. So what I'm doing here is mixing all the time, having a look at my reference photo and just putting the colors where I think that they should go. And they're going to be darker as well, so yeah. So, and I think that's what yeah, passion. And what else did she say, which was really interesting? And she was also saying authenticity resonates more with people if technically flawless. Not quite sure what that is. So what does art and passion, and this is my question, what does art, passion, or what does art mean to you? Like, what does it mean to you? And it doesn't have to be colored pencil, it doesn't have to be, it could be something emotional, or perhaps maybe yeah, it wouldn't have to be, it doesn't, you know, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be passionate about a particular medium. I mean, there are people like who, it could be any medium, sculpture, like ceramics, oh, so many things, craft. You can have a passion, sorry, this is what I meant to say, a passion for craft, for sculpture. People that have got, you know, that do scrapbooking, which I've done in the past. I had such a passion for it and appreciate it. People that do it, it was just lovely. So, you know, what does art mean for you guys? I'm buffering a lot, going to drop out and reconnect. Oh, okay. Is it me? Is it me again? It's always me. Elise, you know how hard it is to talk to people about your problems. Sometimes doing art can help release the stress. Oh, that's right, yes. Sometimes doing art can help release the stress, and in a way you're telling people how you feel at the moment without being exact about it. Yes, I think that helps a lot. Fortunately, it's very rare. Oh, look, it's definitely, art is a way to express yourself. Whether you're in the moment, you know, whether you're happy or whether you're not feeling so cool at the time. Yep. So I just want to make sure you can see all of that. See, there's a whole heap of powder here, but that's okay because I'm picking up the pigment with my brush. You're not buffering on my part, Chrissy. Oh, okay. Because it's always me. There's always problems on my side. I warned my boys not to go on and do any gaming or anything like that because it would affect my internet. I warned them. I go, give me 2 hours, just 2 hours. Now this looks all weird. I can see that you're probably going, oh my gosh, what's she doing? But you know, remember that ugly stage, all right? It's all that ugly stage. I'll map this out and I'll get onto her face so she doesn't look so spooky. Yeah. So, well, so what's the weather like wherever you guys are? Here it's raining. Mara says, I find I stress myself with feeling I stress myself with a feeling of, what do I think I'm doing? I can't do this properly. My heart will race and it's so hard to stop. That artist stump sometimes. Yes, I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous. And for me, that comes from, I'm talking only for me, right? It comes, you know, a confidence issue for me when I get nervous. But then once I get going, I'm fine, right? And if I say to myself, well, you know, if it's not going to turn out, well, that's fine. It's not going to turn out, whatever piece I'm doing. But I'm going to make sure that I'm going to learn something with it. So then I just then start to just try all sorts of things, and then I stumble onto things. And then I feel okay after that. My heart will race and it's so hard to stop that artist stump sometimes. Yes, yeah. Oh, look. Don't think for a minute that I don't get nervous as soon as I come on here. Oh my gosh. I'm always nervous. I'm nervous before I start things. I'm nervous when I'm finishing things. I'm nervous when I'm in the middle of it. Or what's even worse is that you've spent so much time and you've done something that's ruined the whole piece. Then you'll go, ugh. Thunder just stared, dry lightning at the moment, hoping for the rain. Well, it's been raining cats and dogs here for days, on and off. On and off. Yeah. So here I'm mixing these two. They make a lovely colour together. So I'm going to leave that for a bit of a highlight. And of course this is my major one, which I use. Look at that. I have used so much of that. But you know what? I've had this forever. So if anyone is thinking of investing in pan pastels, they last a very, very long time. I've had these for years. Years. I don't know. 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And I use them all and I use it all the time. I was discussing with my best friend about how I fear to have my art to be in the care of other people. It says it's bad. It says it's bad, but if they don't take care of it, well, here's the thing. Not everyone's going to like what you do, right? I was discussing with my best friend about how I fear to have my art to be in the care of other people. Well, all you can do once it's in their hands, you can't really do much. And all you can do is tell them and give them some care instructions. They last a very long time, especially when you don't use them very often. Pan pastels, that is, I know. Yes. And even if you lose it, you can always start anew with your newfound skills. Yes, you can. You can. As you can see, I'm using so many colours, not one in particular. And I know that people go, well, what colour do you use there? What colour should I get? That's hard too. It's a whole group of them. It's a whole group of them. Oh, Jeff's back. Oh, have you had brekkie, mate? Good on ya. What'd you have for breakfast? I just had a cup of coffee and a few bickies. Right, so, which is not really breakfast, but I just couldn't eat. Like I said, like I get a little bit nervous before I start a stream. I can't eat. Right. The most important thing is the skill you have in you, and that's right. That's in your heart too. And I just think, you know what? You've got to enjoy yourself. You've got to enjoy yourself. There's no point doing something if you don't enjoy yourself. And it doesn't mean just art. It's not just art. It's everything. It's life in general. You know, what makes you wake up in the morning, apart from the obvious, right? What makes you wake up in the morning? You know, what? Apart from the things that you have to do, like your passion. You know. Because I tell you what, if I wasn't working my full-time job, I'd be in here all the time. I wouldn't come out. This is how much I love art. And not only that, I've got an airbrushing kit which I really want to get into. So I just okay. So this is all very rough, as you can see. So we've got her down here. Oh, almost. Just let me do something here. And then I'm going to start on her face. Mara says, I love it when people look at a piece of my work, bug-eyed, and ask, you did this? No way. And they look at my hair. Yes, I'm blonde. And I can art. Sheesh. Yes, see? That's fantastic. That's fantastic. That's really good. I've seen some of your work too, Mara. Gorgeous. Lovely, lovely. You all should go and have a look as well. Mara's work. And Wendy's. And everybody in the stream. Even Jeff as well. Everybody does some fantastic work here. And Elise. Wonderful. I totally agree. If I do art full time, I wouldn't go out. You have no idea. No idea. There's no way. What I'm going to do here, when this is finished, I won't leave it blue. Well, I can, but I just might fix it all up and make it look as if it was a painting rather than an exercise, because this is more of an exercise, just so you can see how I work and the colours that I use and my process. And I'll probably put a video out on this if anyone is interested. I'm also missing, I'm missing a colour. Oh, here we go. I see a bit of this in her. So again, look what I'm pulling out, the red iron oxides as well. Again, it seems like I'm to mix it, I think. That seems to be happening. Ah, yes, that's it. And can you hear the brush on here? And there's so many layers. Exercise requires energy. All exercise is bad and hazardous to your health. Yes. You guys are too quick-witted. Okay. Elise says, I'm going to start driving. We'll be hearing you in the background. Oh, okay. Oh. All right. So, and as you can see, like, I'm really, really rough with it. You know, all I'm doing is just placing where, because I just don't want to lose my place. And here it is. Mara, you were asking before about the powder on the surface. Well, what I've done is I know how much I've picked up because I've been using these brushes. I know how much pigment to pick up, but you know, I also do use that vacuum cleaner like you saw before. Yeah. Mara says, I better clarify. That is a wig I'm wearing in the pic, of course, of course. Okay, and she's got something here. Oh, put too much. And of course, if I put too much, I pick up with my kneaded eraser rather than blow. There we go. Plus I'm going to, plus I'm blending, and plus I'm doing this as well, so, and I adjust, and now I put too much of that. There we go. So this is, here we go. Rubbing that hard doesn't damage the grit in the paper. Not at all. Not at all. This is why, not at all. Anyone that's used this paper will tell you that the amount of layers that you can get on here is phenomenal. Now I just put raw umber tint just on there, just so you can see what happens there. That is the color that I use the most. I don't use white much with this type of thing. Okay, and just oh, hang on, I don't have, I need to put more. And I'm actually putting quite a bit of pressure. I really am. Well, I'm not going, but I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on this. Doesn't hurt the tooth of the paper. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to, I mean, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get how this paper can be so fantastic like this. And for colour pencil, I've used it for colour pencil. I've used it, I've put soft pastels, and I've used water to, like you would as in watercolour. I've done a wash with that. I've got some videos actually where you see me doing that. Yeah, so I think the paper is the key, mostly. The surface. The surface is the thing. Okay. Just so you can see that, so we've just done that. Now I'm going to start on the face. So to sum up, what we have learnt so far is you like it loose but prefer working tight, and you tend to work it rough all in your two secs. Two secs as in S-E-C-S. Yes, that's exactly right. If I'm blushing, I don't know if I'm blushing. I know you made me blush actually, because I've thought below the belt here, so naughty me. I assume that that's what you were. Maybe you were talking above the belt. Oh goodness me. Okay, so I'm actually going to do now the face. I'm going to see if I can get, because what I'm trying to do is do most of it, and I always end up not doing most of it. So okay. All right, here we go. Mixing again, always mixing. You are. Mara says, I visited another live stream the other day and found so many of the artists had a musical background, play an instrument, sing. Are you musically inclined? I listen to music. Does that work? Is that something? Sorry. Actually, I listen to heaps of music. I love it. But no. Well, you know what? Actually, now that you think about it, when I was a little girl, I did learn to play a piano accordion. That's something, isn't it? But I don't do that anymore. My son, one of my other sons, plays a musical instrument. Does that count? I've got some artistic kids, actually. Wendy says, you are. That's a first. So awesome. Made Chrissy blush. Sweet. Mara, if some are interested, we can start what they suggested, a group called the Live Streamers. Okay. Wow. Tell me more. Tell me more. You mean like playing an instrument? Oh my gosh. I can be a conductor. Let me be the conductor. Okay. All right, here we go. With a face. If some, yeah. Okay. Just making sure that I'm still recording, so all good. Mara says, there you go, it's still there. Okay. Wendy says, music has always been my first love. Absolutely. Music. Oh my gosh. I remember growing up as a teenager. I had music going. I was in the shower, and back then we had transistor radios. This is how old I am. Showing my age. We had, and I used to I was having a shower, take my transistor everywhere. I'd go to the beach, take my transistor everywhere. Oh yeah, music all the time. That's this. This part here is her jaw, so I'm not going to touch there. And here is her chin. And here is where now I can go a little bit lighter. Or sing. Okay, I can sing. Well, no, actually, Wendy can sing. I'm going to get into trouble for saying that one. Wendy can sing. Am I going to get into trouble from you, Wendy, for saying that? But Wendy can sing, folks. Yeah. Can you guys hear this music? Is it annoying? Oh, okay, I won't get into trouble. Okay, great. Oh yeah, no, truly Wendy can sing. See? All the little facts that you don't know about people. Oh my goodness. Mara says, I've always been a singer, started to learn the piano, but had to quit. I didn't need to worry about paying my voice, worry about paying for my voice though. Show us Wendy, yeah. 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 This lady, she's got golden skin. This one is golden. See, it's all very yucky. You know that yucky stage? All very yucky. But I'll get there in the end. I know I'm not going to finish this today. Yeah, musicians. Yeah, no, my son, my other son, Wendy says, I used to spend 4 to 8 hours practicing, then get sick, and nothing's been the same ever since. Then life happened. Muscles are now weak. And that's it. If you don't use it, you lose it, I suppose. Can you emoji us a tune? Oh my gosh. Oh no. No way. Oh, now you've put me on the spot, haven't you? Yeah, no, and it's really funny because now my other son, who is in, he's in senior high school, his subject is playing the keyboard. He plays the keyboard, so so there you go. You know, he's practicing because it's part of his curriculum that he's doing. So it'd be interesting to see if he keeps up with it. But so here all I'm doing is just placing the pastel down, and I just keep on doing it until I get the colors that I want. Mara says, with all that rubbing, do you find that you go through a lot of brushes? No, it's another thing. This does not shed. I am not kidding you. These do not shed. They do not shed anything. And you see, look, I bought a whole heap thinking that I was going to ruin my brushes, but they're in fabulous condition. They don't shed. They just don't. Yeah, it's really unusual. Really unusual. And you know what? And they're not expensive. They're dirt cheap. And I know that they're on Amazon. If you're ever interested, they're on Amazon as well. I got mine from my local local supermarket. I was in the makeup section, you know, the cosmetic section, and I was looking at the brushes. Not that I was looking for cosmetics, but I was looking at the brushes, and I'm going, you know what? This is interesting. I wonder, what if? It's all of those what ifs. It's not going to hurt anyone. So there's many what ifs. Wendy says, trouble breathing, Now, during this time of the year, asthma attacks, oh yeah, totally sucks. But slowing, working my way back in between everything. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. You have enough to switch out brushes between light, mid. Yes, I do. I do. And I don't. That's right. So I just end up using, and I think I've only used this brush so far on all of that. And so long as I'm doing that, I can pick up fresh colors. So they last a long time. You only need 2, to be honest. See that one? That one there? This one applies more. Actually, what I should be doing is using this one, actually, to apply more pastel down quicker. Yeah, there you go. It just goes down quick. Yeah, just want to make sure you can see. Oh yeah, there we go. And again, I'm putting a whole heap of pressure. I'm not hurting the paper, I'm not hurting the brush. And if you're ever getting, these are the 3 tints I reckon that you should be getting. Orange tint, red iron oxide tint, burnt umber tint, and no, I always say this wrong, burnt sienna tint, jeepers creepers, raw umber tint. Make sure you get those if you're ever getting, yeah, but that's if you want to do this kind of thing. But I think even in pet portraits, you know, like pink ears and yeah, definite. Here we go. Yeah. So that's putting it down very quickly, as you can see. And I'll probably be using hopefully she doesn't look so scary now. Wendy says, I think you should do hand and hair tutorials. Oh, such a comedian. You're such a comedian. Yeah, because you see, I'm so fantastic at it. That's why I should do hand and hair. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's right, hand and hair. And that's where I need the most practice. Hand and hair. Yeah, well, I don't understand why I struggle so much with hair. I don't get it. Is it the detail? You have to explain to me. Is it the detail? I'll make you study it and slow down. Oh, all right. Okay. Oh, gosh. Now, you can see this burnt sienna. It is way too saturated. This here on the forehead here, way too saturated. But I'm going to desaturate this soon with the raw umbers. Yeah. And that's what. And I'm always desaturating. Here we go. See? Tones that down straight away. Yeah, you need to give me some homework. I've always got homework. When I finish from live streams. You guys give me homework. Whether I do it is another story. But I've got a lot of things which I've written down. I'm just making sure that I'm recording. Oh, look, she looks like Frankenstein. Oh, definitely the ugly stage, isn't it? So here's something. Do you guys panic when there's ugly stage? Here's a question. I used to panic. I don't panic so much anymore. It's only because I know myself. But truly, what a stage this is. Yeah. Should ask me questions. Hopefully I'll be able to answer them. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave that for the time being, and I'm going to attack her nose. Again, and how you look after these brushes is that, you can wash them with detergent. Soft soapy water and leave them to dry. Leave them to dry. I can't get nose saturation, and I try and I try and I try and I can't get nose saturation. Ah, that is extra cool. That is extra cool. I love that. So funny. Oh my gosh. Now I've come to accept that the ugly stage is just a phase. Exactly. I love your song, Wendy. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, Sherry, g'day. How you going? Nice to see you here. Sherry, hello, Chrissy. What brand are those brushes you are using, and are they available in the US? Well, let me tell you something. They are, what brand? They are called Eco Tools. And look, blend and smudge. How funny. You can get them on Amazon, for sure, for Amazon, okay? But you don't need just those. I mean, you don't have to get just those. This is a little watercolor brush from Dale Rowney, and this is an 1/8 of an inch, and I use that as well, plenty. These three are probably, these three types. Oh, hang on, and this one. Again, Eco Tools. It's a perfect blender, perfecting blender applicator. Not, well, it's, you know. But I use that as well, and I've used that on one of my. I use that quite a bit actually, as well. So they're the three types that I use, which is interesting. Apart from the soft tools, of course. Yeah. So. How I go? Where am I going? Oh, here we go. So now I'm up to the nose here. Yeah, there you go. Amazon. And how I know is that I've seen them on Amazon, and there are different types as well. Different types. Anyway, nose. See, but I have to say, this type of technique for me is good for pastel matte and UArt. I tried them on the Ingress, like that, the not sanded pastel paper, or the Ingress paper is how they call it. Not so fantastic with that thing. But definitely with pastel matte. Oh yes, I've done huge paintings with just these brushes. Serious. And can I just say, they're not paying me. I'm not getting sponsored by anyone with all of this stuff. It's just that I share. I just want to share. And just, you know. But then again, my technique might not be the same for everyone else's technique. So, and that's the thing, isn't it? Mara says, so I keep the ugly stage a secret until after they see the finished work. Saves the nerves. Okay, I get it. Yeah, it's a bit hard here because, you know, I'm a bit vulnerable here now. So, I mean, a lot of people get to see my mistakes, my stuff-ups, you name it. It's all here. So, what can I say? What can I say? Elise says, okay, I'm going to reach my destination. Thank you for the string, and bye to everyone. Bye to everybody. See you later, Elise. Thank you, sweetheart, for popping by. Nice to see you. And I'll catch up on your stream as well. You know, I do from time to time. Have a great day yourself as well. And Sherry goes, thanks. They seem to work much better than those tools with the sponges you stick on the end. You mean these ones, Sherry? These ones. The sponge with this is very dense, right? Very dense. That's the feel. And you know, when you've got your makeup sponges, the makeup ones are a bit soft, whereas these are more spongy, whereas these are just tighter and more dense. That's why, for some reason, this one is extremely dense. So perfect, that one there. So, but everything has its place, you know, everything has its place. And okay, all right. So, back to the nose. So here's the shadow. All of this is shadow. And here we go. I'm going to use the small brush. Which gets me into those tight situations. Hang on, let's do her eyebrow. Oop. Starting to go. Oh, there we go. So the small brush, I can get into those little teeny weeny bits, and I think we need to do something with her lid here. Make sure that that's all covered. Okay, well, we're getting there. Bits and bobs. Bits and bobs. Oh yes, bits and bobs. Bit here, bit there. Yeah, so musicians. So do we have any musicians in the chat, maybe? Apart from the ones we mentioned. Okay. Can you see how really cool this is? I think this is really cool. I just love this. This has been awesome. I'm going to see what my stomach is craving. Have a great evening. I'm so looking forward to the next one. Oh, thank you so much for popping by, Mara. Nice to see you here. It's so nice to see you. Did you ever look up the 2 musician groups I gave you to look up? Yes, I did. You showed me and I showed you. Yes, yes, I did. They're fantastic. Yes, but I can't remember their names again. As usual, I can't remember their names. I play outside. Do you play outside? Do you really? Jeff, what do you play? What do you play? Oh my goodness, have I been streaming that long? Jeez, that's gone fast. Okay. Home Free and Chase Holfelder. Okay. All sorts. All sorts, says Jeff. Oh my goodness. Come on, do tell. You have to say something. You do tell. Okay. Oh, look, she looks like she's got a moustache here. Got to do something with that. Okay. So, but when we're talking about these brushes, if you've got a, you could also use some acrylic brushes that you would use, for example, not the hog hair ones, the synthetic artist brushes. If you've got those, if you've got those, oh gosh, hang on. If you've got those, you could also use those, but they've got to have, oh, I don't even know how to explain it. It's got to be sort of soft but firm. That's what it is, soft but firm. And you've got to be prepared to work slow with brushes, like these ones in particular. It's almost like just a little bit faster than working with colored pencil. That's the speed. Don't think for a minute that the speed is these kind of things, putting things down real quick with soft tools. These kind of things aren't, I wouldn't say speed for these. Time for a shave. I know, look. But you know what? She's getting there. Or maybe it's time for a glass of wine now. Oh no, it's not 12 o'clock yet. I can't do that just yet. Oh, okay. Oh, and I've got to mention again, Wendy and I will be live streaming. Let me see, what date is it? Which is my 24th and Wendy's 23rd. We'll be live streaming together, talking about art. What else would we be doing? Talking about art. So I'll put a notification. Hopefully you guys will get a notification. I think YouTube sometimes doesn't notify people sometimes with things, but that's okay. Just letting you know, if you wanted to pop in and say good day and listen to all things art. Are you rating tomorrow too? Rating? What does that mean? Arting. Are you arting tomorrow? Look, Yes, 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 I am arting tomorrow, probably trying to fix all this up, and Jeff goes, looking forward to it, to the duo. What is it? What do you call us? The dynamic duo. That's what you call us? Oh gosh, that's showing my age again. Well, now I forgot what I was talking about. It depends upon the notification setting. Oh, okay. Is it, do I press the wrong buttons again? Which is my thing. I'm very good at pressing wrong buttons. Now, can you see how good this little brush is? I'm just, the finest of details you can do here. And again, this little brush has not shed either. And you're not going to believe it. It is such a cheapie. Dale Rowney. I got it in a set, which was only like about $15 Australian. Oh, it was, or maybe was it £15 Australian, £15. It was from the UK, which was probably about $23 or something plus postage. But it's been the best little thing out. It's fantastic. There are 3 settings you can choose. When you hit the bell notification, this would be your subscriber settings. Okay. So yeah, got to make sure that you're hitting the bell icon, because that way, when we go live, you'll hear us. Sorry, hear us. You'll know that we're on. Hear us. Can't even talk properly. Hang on, got to do her ear as well. Oh yeah, ears. I'm not good at ears either. So everyone watch how dumb I do this. I'm not good at ears. Don't know. Oh, now she looks like Dr. Spock. Check that out. And again. Well, at least this sort of tells me where, it just maps it out anyway. Oh good, something else we can study. Oh, ears. I don't know, you guys okay with ears for the portrait people? Well, there's all the animals as well. Okay. You know what, she's looking very similar. I'm actually quite happy with the way she's turning out, to be honest. At least she doesn't look scary anymore. Oh, and here's the thing. Lips. Look, I just ruined that. People sometimes have a hard time with lips with what colours? Skin tones. They're the colours that you use. Oh, I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to attempt that. So, and what I think I'm going to do, because this is so dark, I'm going to mix, because it's trying to get that. But notice how I don't use black. I don't use black much. I use it, but not much. And that's got to go real dark here. That's the scary bit, isn't it? When you have to go really dark. Okay. Okay, out comes the vacuum cleaner, I think. Here we go. Really liking the way that this is turning out so far. I'll just fix her nose just a little bit, and what I'll do is I might wrap up in a few minutes. If you spend enough time on something, taking your time, then most of the time it will turn out just fine. Key is taking time and not rushing. Yes, my problem is I'm impatient. That is so right. That is so right. That is so right. That's my problem. Do any of you have that problem as well? The dirt, yeah, so true, says Jeff. The dirt devil just brushed over the lady angel. The dirt devil. Are you? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh. Are we calling her the lady angel, and this is the dirt devil? Is this what we've got names for him? No? Am I getting the thing? Am I getting what you're saying? And so this is my process. In a nutshell, this is my nutshell. This is how I do it. If people have got other ways, I would love to see what other people do. No, you're so funny. The dirt devil is your vacuum clean. Oh, okay. It says right on it, dirt devil. It's the brand. Hard to slow my windmill arms down. Hang on. Oh, the dirt devil. You know what? I didn't even think of that. Oh, gosh. Oh. Oh, well. A bit goofy, I know. Okay, well, this is her. Nowhere near as gorgeous as that, but I'm happy with what's going on so far. So that's a really good thing. Hang on, I'll just fix her nose a little bit here. And here I'm using raw umber tint on top of. And this is, oh, oh look, her lips are all gone wonky, but I'll fix that. And that's the thing, isn't it? It's very forgiving. And she's sort of got this slight she bleached her moustache. Oh gosh, yeah, I know. Look, I bleached her moustache. Hang on, we need to do something here. She was a bit funny. Ah, look at that. But you know what? It'll all come out. okay in the end. I promise, I promise. So this is probably about as close as I could get to near enough, close enough to finishing on a live stream, that is. I'll probably, what I'm going to do is, I think I might wrap it up, but before I do, I'll put all of this away and just show you things. So, okay, so let me see. So, this is what we've done so far. Okay. Okay. Fair complexion palette. Dark complexion palette. Oh, look. Oh, brother. Okay, there. Olive complexion palette. There are differences. There are differences. I'm just trying to get the colours there. There are differences. Now she looks like a boxer that lost a fight, swollen jaw. Yes, all right, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. But see, this is what I was just, the whole exercise here was, I was just trying to show that the roundabout colours that you would be using for, say, if you were doing a portrait on someone that's got a fair complexion. And I just wanted to show you the colours that I would choose. So if you were to go out and you wanted to buy if you wanted to buy pans for portrait, these are the ones that I would be buying. With a few odd ones here. There's your raw umber set, sorry. Where else? They're the ones that I would be buying. So this is pretty much it. What I'll do is after the stream, I'll probably try to finish this as much as possible and just upload a video. But for those who maybe not have had a chance, or it's just the stream is just too much of it's just too long to watch. But this is basically it, as you can see. And of course, this is just, there's more skin tones. There's more. There's, you know, there's like for Asian, like that lovely yellow, that goldeny yellow, beautiful. And sometimes I think some Asian ones are actually extremely pale too. So you would be going even further than this. But there are so many skin tones. So I suppose this is it, pretty much. And I just wanted to say, you know, thank you so much for you know, keeping me company on the stream. Wendy says she can just add it to the list. Deer, cow, monkey, and boxer jaw. Okay, I know. They're all been my yeah. Yeah, okay, all right, okay. Well, I just wanted to say, look, thank you so much for joining the stream. You know, until the next time, bye for now. See you later, everyone. See you next time.